If you were alone on a hike deep into the wilderness, or just alone on the hike, would you feel scared or nervous if someone is also alone and walking in your path and you're about to pass them? Would you say hi to a complete stranger?
Maybe say hi back and not just give me an awkward.
I notice you only demand this politeness from women. You go out of your way to say if you're a girl. So if it's just about being friendly, why don't you want the bros to talk to you?
This is why they're choosing the bear. And you're literally in a trail in the woods, so you're making that choice even easier for them.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Selena. If you're new here, we dive into messiness on the internet. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe. And if you're coming back, welcome. I've missed y'all so much. I'm trying to be more consistent. And so I hope y'all have had happy holidays if you celebrate. Other than that, I hope you've had a really good week, a really productive day, even if that means relaxing and taking time for yourself. So today we have an annoying video. I don't know why I always start out like that, but I feel like when I talk about things that annoy me, and I'm like, if this annoys me, I like to get the opinion of others too. So as always, let me know your opinion down below. There's this dude, what's your name? Justin Barberfit. He has over 100,000 followers on TikTok, and a response video of one of his viral videos popped up on my timeline. And so keep in mind the original is still up. So without context, I'm just going to play that TikTok and then we'll talk about it. Check out Justin's viral video.
Public service announcement. If you're gonna pass a single guy on a trail and you're a girl and he says, hi, maybe say hi back and not just give me an awkward. Like, come on.
I feel like, in my opinion, people don't consider the fact that it's a scary world out there, whether you're a male, whether you're a female, in general. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things going on in public areas, and it's just scary. People are being attacked. There's arson going on, unaliving going on. And so just not to be too specific, but it's just a scary world in general, okay? But the fact that he's like, public service announcement, if you're a girl and you're alone and I say hi to you, say hi back. Like, I don't know why I was doing that, but do you know what I mean? I just thought that was kind of weird. And what's that called? I'm trying to think of the newest slang. Not riz, but smaxing? Maxing? I don't know. Y'all know I struggle with the newest slang out there nowadays. Look smaxing? That sounds familiar. But it was giving, I want to be thirst trappy. I feel like you can be shirtless on a hike, but low key, and I feel like we've all seen those skits. For me, as a woman, I would be scared alone on a hike and there's not a lot of people around, and that presumably looks like the environment that he was in. I would be scared. And so I love all those skits that have examples of men making other people feel safe when they pass by, so they know they're not a threat. I'm gonna play an example here.
Body tea, get them steps in. Girl, not us on a hike. Watch out, girl, there's bugs out here.
Get rock, yeah. Happy Femtop Fall, everyone. In our hike era.
We'll dive into other comments and responses, but I just looked up woman attacked during hike in Google, okay? And there are so many. As of November 26, 2025, there have been several reported incidents of women being attacked while hiking. The specific nature and location of these attacks vary. Anchorage, Alaska, July 2025. Seminole County, Florida, August 2025. Verona, Michigan, September 2025. Houston, Texas, July. Also keep in mind how many of these go unreported. It's not just women, of course, but he's talking to a girl, so I figured it's only relevant to type in. Well, let's dive into these hiking safety tips since they're already here. Go with a partner or a group. Stay alert and aware of your surroundings. Inform others of your plans. I share my location with 2 people so far. My husband and actually my cousin that I'm getting close to. So even if it's for the day, it doesn't have to be indefinitely, but it is really nice to let people know your plans. That's just in general too when you're traveling as well. Bring a fully charged phone, carry a method of self-defense, trust your instincts. It's a serious thing. I did not know who Justin was before this whole video went viral, but I did look back at his previous videos and it's giving I want to be a thirst trap again. So like, if you just look at a screenshot of his page, most of the videos that I see right now are shirtless. And also too, it seems like I don't want to say frequent flyer, but it seems like he's someone that frequently takes his shirt off while hiking. And that's up to you. Tell me what you think about that. I just feel like if you're alone and you're shirtless and I'm a woman and I'm walking towards your path, you're walking past me, I don't think I would want to say hi. Especially because whether or not I'm single, I just wouldn't want to do that. Maybe it's because of my past, maybe it's because I watch a lot of true crime. I just wouldn't want to do that. For me personally, I am kind of too scared to hike alone. I'm fine to take a walk with my dog. Maybe I did hike with my dog actually in Atlanta, but that was a really populated area. It just looks like the hikes that he does are kind of not as popular, and I would rather do that with a group or with a friend or with my husband. In your opinion, would you feel comfortable if you saw this walking towards you and you're alone by yourself? No matter the sex, no matter the gender that you are. Tell me if you would feel uncomfortable. And would you say hi? Like, I think it's important to have acknowledgement when people pass you in general, but for me, I wouldn't do that. Not to like everyone, I guess. When I'm at work, yes. And so, not to give him too much credit, but to give him credit, right? At work, I say hi to everyone I pass in the hallway. I say good morning, I say hello, or I just smile at them. Some sort of acknowledgement. And also, that's likely in all of the mission statements for every company. Just making sure everyone feels welcomed. But that doesn't have to be my mission statement when I clock out, okay? I don't think I'm a mean person, and I say hi in very populated places, but if I am hiking in the woods, I might just do this, or hey. It just depends. Like if it's a couple, I might say hi. If they have a dog, it just kind of depends too. I feel like that's more so like hi, or just a smile. It's fine. But once I clock out, I am not saying hi to everyone I see. I just feel like we need to be safe out here, especially if you don't necessarily have help nearby. If there's not a neighborhood nearby or the police station nearby. What's that saying? I'd rather be safe than scared of being rude. That saying? I just feel like everybody needs to be safe nowadays, so that's my 2 cents. Let's dive into the comments. Just the girls? What's wrong, Justin? You don't want to say hi to me too? That's kind of funny. PSA, if you pass a woman who's just trying to enjoy her walk, leave her alone. Yeah, like why can't we be just minding our own business nowadays? Like, of course, if someone's needing help, I would help them, but also just mind your business. Do you require this of men too, or are you just targeting women? Women don't owe you anything. And all I'm seeing is that her instincts were absolutely correct. This creeped me out, not gonna lie. Pass a single guy, why does your relationship status matter? That's true. I didn't think about that. And we'll get to that because a lot of his videos are about him being single. She trusted her gut and it wasn't wrong. We're not trying to die, Justin. Justin is why they choose the bear. I've also noticed that the comments in the rest of his videos, even if they're a bit older, they're referring to this viral video situation. Let's check out his response video.
Public service announcement, part 2. Just a quick clarification. I mentioned women in my video about hiking, and I get why that hit a nerve. Safety on trails is real and completely valid. I was just laughing at that awkward NPC freeze moment when you say hi. No pressure to say back. Do whatever feels safe to you. I was just out there enjoying nature, touching grass, and just laughing at the awkward encounter. That's it.
I think you mispronounced I was wrong. Oh, thanks for permission to do whatever we want. You were not laughing at an awkward encounter. You were telling women how they should behave. Do you insist every man you pass say hi? Yeah, he should respond to that question. This reads as, I'm getting a lot of backlash. Let me mansplain the situation. NPC freeze, and it's really just a woman trying to decide if she needs to be afraid of you. No pressure to say it back. Not what you said in the video, LOL. That is true. Yeah. Stand 10 toes down on what you said before, Mr. Justin. Wrong again, try part 3. I've also noticed too that, I think I already mentioned this, pregnancy brain, but I've also noticed too a lot of his videos are trying to be thirst trappy, and so that kind of validated a lot of my initial thoughts about his original video. And I hated saving these videos. I can't wait to delete them because I just feel like wrong. But there's so many of him hiking while shirtless. And this might be a hot take, but it looks like he takes his dog off leash. And yes, if you're not in a populated area, you know, it's probably fine. But that is against a lot of the rules for hiking trails and things like that. For someone who is passing him, even though his dog is probably fine. But still, what if they're afraid of the dog being off leash? That's just a thought that I had, to be honest. Like for me, when I did take my dog to Atlanta and we hiked the Chattahoochee Trail, I think that was the one that it was. There were a couple dogs off leash. We didn't have an issue, but my dog has been attacked by a dog that was off leash in the past. And so that has made me a little weary when I do see a dog off leash. But we were fine. Like, I'm not one of those like, oh no, you better put a leash on your dog right now. But for the girl's defense, that could also be a reason why she didn't say hi. You never know. And I'm someone who used to be really afraid of dogs as a kid because I would have babysitters and I just thought the dogs would bite me. I don't know. Looking back, it's just kind of crazy how my life has changed because my dog goes with me everywhere. I also think he's hoping to find a girlfriend or something while he's out and about on these hikes. Just looking at, I don't want to play too much, but just looking at these videos that he does, he'll have a lot of those TikTok filters and it'll be like, these are my red flags, why I'm still single, life update. I don't necessarily know if he has a niche for TikTok.
All right, so I'm pretty basic when it comes to fashion, but let me know. Should I wear my shirt tucked in?
I feel like TikTok, you can have a more broader niche versus YouTube, in my opinion, but a lot of his videos are like that, or they're literally just him doing a shirtless fit check, in my opinion, or just talking about how he's single. So if I had to make an educated guess, I do think he's lonely and horny, and I think he wants a companion. And so I feel like he was projecting when that girl didn't say hi. And just going back to my example with work, so many people don't say hi back to me, and that's fine. Like, people don't have an obligation to say hi back. If you hold the door for someone, unfortunately, not every time they're going to say thank you. But I think at the end of the day, your true character is shown on how you respond to that. Okay, they didn't say thank you. That doesn't mean you have to slam the door. Or that doesn't mean you have to say that you hate them now or what have you. Or someone was being a bitch because they didn't say hi back. There's always other possibilities like they didn't hear you, etc. But how you handle it shows your true character. So the fact that you made a whole TikTok video calling it a public service announcement, saying that if you pass a single guy and you're a girl, you should say hi. I think that's kind of immature, in my opinion. What do y'all think? I do want to dive into what other people have saying about this video.
That creepy hiking trail guy is doubling down on his creepiness. So some of you may have seen this video where this guy was on a hiking trail and he was apparently upset that women were not saying hi back to him. And he was like, hey, just PSA guys, or PSA woman, if you see a single man walking on the trail and he says hi, say hi back. And he had that really creepy look in his eye. Well, the comment section let him know how wrong he was. Other creators made stitches letting him know how wrong he was. And instead of owning up to his mistake, he decided to double down on it. His video explaining his previous video showed a complete lack of accountability and self-awareness. Now, I usually wave or head nod or say hi to anyone I walk past, especially if we're on a secluded trail or a sidewalk. But if they don't feel like returning that energy, that's fine. They do not owe me a response. Even if it's rude of them not to respond, that's still their right to do so. And then I know if I see them again to just not say hi, not wave. Like, it's not that deep. This is why they're choosing the bear. And you're literally in a trail in the woods, so you're making that choice even easier for them. And here's another PSA for you. If you want to make a PSA telling people, specifically women or any other specific group of people, to say hi back to you, maybe don't stare at the camera like a sleep paralysis demon. Now, if someone hasn't told you this already, take a hike.
I also have a public service announcement. Women don't owe you their time, their attention, or their politeness just because they encounter you on a walking trail. I notice you only demand this politeness from women. You go out of your way to say if you're a girl. So if it's just about being friendly, why don't you want the bros to talk to you? Then you go out of your way to say single. So you're looking for a date. Maybe that's why she doesn't talk to you, because you're looking for women on a trail and she's looking for a walk. You're acting like there's some kind of toll bridge, and talking to you is her paying her toll. If you came there for a walk, then walk. Leave the women alone. Some men believe that every encounter they have with a woman is an opportunity for them to get a date. Every woman you encounter is not a potential partner. The reason why some women are not friendly to some of you men is because it takes very little for you to think that somebody is flirting with you. And once you start thinking that somebody is flirting with you, it's hard to get rid of you. This reminds me of the video that I did a few months ago of this man who was walking around with no shirt on, complaining about women walking around with headphones, sunglasses, and their phone in landscape mode, talking about how they don't say hi. Women don't say hi to some of you men because we don't know you. You are a stranger. We have no idea what you're capable of. This is not to be mean or cruel or to hurt your feelings, but this is self-preservation. It's all of you until it's none of you.
Oh my god, you guys. Public service announcement. If you're a girl and you see this guy with his green eyes and little doggo, you better risk your safety to talk to him. And the fact you refer to yourself as a single guy and don't ask this of men indicates that her instincts were right, buddy.
That dude just came onto our internet and told us that whenever we're hiking out in the woods alone, we need to tell men hi. Sorry, excuse me? Yeah, that's right. Just hiking out in the middle of the woods, single man Justin just made a public service announcement letting all women know that when we, as in single men walking in the woods, tell you women hi, you need to say hi back. It went so badly for him after he posted that video, he's now made a follow-up video. And we're talking about, this is a guy that goes like, posts videos of him hiking out in the woods, sometimes without his shirt on, sometimes with his dog. He is really thinking that this was a good public service announcement to share with the world. That women needed to know that they need to tell men hi when they are alone in the woods and they come across a fellow hiker they don't know, a complete stranger. He then follows it up by saying, I was just saying that, like that NPC like freeze that women give me. Yeah, because they're scared. We are scared. Do you know who gets targeted out in the woods when they're alone? Women. Not men. Definitely not white men. But do you know who targets those women? Men. Especially white men. You are out there as the predator and you're wanting potential victims to tell you hi. That's why people are upset. And he's still making videos trying to tell us that we should. His follow-up video was saying, women really should tell me hi when I tell them hi. What, Justin? Have you not been awake the last hundreds of years? Did you just end up here? And he came on our internet to tell us that, thinking it wasn't going to go badly for him.
Like I say in every video, don't send hate to anyone in these videos. I do want to give him some grace in some parts. Like, I think if you are single for a while and you want to find your companion, it can be lonely. So I do think he was projecting, but I do think it was wrong to make this whole video and be rude about it. And if someone doesn't say hi to you, like, are you that entitled? I would suggest to do some inner healing. Not that I am the most healed person in the world, but for you to be so offended about that, I think that's just wrong. Because imagine, what else would you do if someone says no to you? Whether it's a girl that you're interested in or, I don't know, someone that's providing a service. Maybe a waiter or the bank teller. You know what I mean? If someone tells you no, how are they going to react? And I think that is something that is very important when you're dating someone. How do they treat others around them? Alright, y'all, that is it for today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I just appreciate you being here. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!